They say that movies can change your life, take you to different realms, if you will. You know what I'm saying? One minute you're searching for power, trying to dominate the universe, right? And then the next, you're in the perspective of an ant trying to defend the little guy, right? Now you're probably thinking, damn, Carlos, what movie did you just watch that made you speak so profoundly? Well, I just left the theater from watching Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, right? And I did it so you didn't have to. So yeah, let's talk about it. Wow, this was something. So Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is the trilogy of the Ant-Man series. And, we've seen Ant-Man in a bunch of different stuff, in his movies, Civil War, the Avenger movies. Ant-Man has been a pretty prominent character in all the Marvel, movies and everything. So now we get to see, okay, he's ending his trilogy. What is going to be, the finale of the Ant-Man franchise? And no, we're just here to set up plot for the rest of the other 18 Marvel movies and shows that are going to come out. So it's really interesting that they chose this character that kind of connects with so many other ones, very lightly, to be like the center focal point of setting up this new branching arc that's going to happen through the next couple of years. I don't know. Yeah, so we follow Scott after everything that happened through Endgame. He's writing a book. He's popping up on podcasts. Everyone's asking him the question, why didn't you go up Thanos? Boop, boop, you know what I'm saying? And just you didn't do any of that. So everyone's really upset that he just didn't take him out that way. And everyone just keeps making fun of him. His daughter ends up going to jail because she was protesting, which is the only part that we get some lore in the universe that, since the blip, people are still misplaced, don't know where they are in the world. And she basically is telling Scott that, hey, I'm in jail because you're not being a superhero. And if you were doing more stuff like that, then I wouldn't have to be out here. And it's basically ignoring what she just did. And the rest of the family's like, yeah, Scott, yeah, we get that you wrote a book. You won't stop telling us. But if you don't do anything about it, then you're not a hero anymore. And it just felt kind of rough for like, okay, that's the beginning. All right, we're going to start off the movie like that because, our, our hero's trying to express to us that, he's been feeling a type of way, and it's almost coming off that like, no, Scott, you are ignoring and shunning these people off from your life. But whatever, we then go from there. We find out that somehow the family of geniuses are kind of working on a little science experiment to talk to the quantum realm. And then Janet, grandma, comes out and she's like, "Yo, what are you guys doing? This needs to stop." And we forgot that she was sent back to the quantum realm like in the 60s or anything, so she doesn't know how electric stuff works. So she just ends up pulling the plug off the computer while it's on, and it freaks out, and she basically caused everything. What's funny is that a couple of minutes before, Hope, the Wasp, she basically tells her mom, "Hey, look, you haven't been talking or saying anything since the last movies. And I know a lot has happened, but if you don't say anything now, shit's about to go down. Okay? So you can stop this." And she's like, "No. I cheated on your father. I would never tell you what happened." And you're like, fuck. So yeah, she kind of is the reason. Jen is the reason why this mess happens. But yeah, we're shot into the quantum realm, and that's when we start following our A and B plot. Nothing. I will say with the quantum realm, visually looks good, decent CGI and everything. Kind of feels like every sci-fi movie you've ever seen was sprinkled in this, and the only thing of Marvel that kind of was familiar was as you were being sent to the quantum realm, kind of gave like a Doctor Strange vibe, but I don't know. I kind of seen better stuff in the Guardians film, but okay. Yeah, we're following a B plot. Ant-Man's with his daughter, walking around the quantum realm, meet some locals, whatever. The Pims, they're kind of trying to talk it out. Hope is like, "Hey, mom, can maybe you should open up and tell us what's happening." She's like, "No, I cannot." And he's like, "Well, we have a tracking shot we already edited here. You can at least talk." She's like, "No, I refuse to." So whatever, we end up going, and she walks to the point that we end up meeting Bill Murray. Yes, we meet Bill Murray. Why? Me saying that out loud, you would think, wow, Bill Murray's in the Marvel movies now. Pointless. Um, this is like a common trope in a lot of like sci-fi movies. Let's get like that cool character that's like a criminal, but also connected with all the locals. Have them be played by a celebrity, and then we'll just knock them out. But we'll use them for the trailer. They'll be really good. He's useless. At least he's alive, ish. I don't know. I wish they would have done more with Bill. But yeah, we meet the tribe again. We go back to Scott, and his daughter's like, "Oh, don't be afraid. Drink this Jello shot. Everything be fine." And he's like freaking out, and this weird Jello dude comes up. He's like, "Oh yeah, I just downloaded the newest version of a Rosetta Stone. Just put this in, and you'll be set." And now he can understand everyone. The Pims do this in the bar as well, which I don't know if this is going to add stuff for the newer Marvel movies. Like, is there like this weird goo that can have everyone like understand each other, like break language barriers? That could be something. But yeah, from there, the Pims ends up entering the quantum realm, the city at least that Kang is built, and they start talking a little bit more about the civilians, the locals of the quantum realm. Ends up as they start sprinkling more information of Kang, it's being told to us that all the citizens are basically civilizations that that Kang has taken over, and they were kind of shot into this one location. And I'll tell you more about Kang, but later. But basically, they're all trapped there. There's no way to escape, right? So now they're all like, okay, well, what's gonna happen? Ant-Man and them eventually get caught by Kang's cops. There we go. Yeah, they end up attacking the locals and everything. It's kind of okay action sequence, fine. A lot of weird sci-fi things happening. Houses that are organic beings, which that can kind of say a lot in a movie, but this one doesn't in a way. You know what I'm saying? Um, like I don't know, like our planet's our home. It's also a living being. I don't know. I'm trying to think more than what this movie was trying to throw at me. But then eventually they get caught, and we're introduced to Kang. Oh my goodness! Finally, 7 minutes into the video, and we're finally talking about the villain. And that's the thing. Throughout the whole movie, we're being introduced and kind of like we're being told that there's this really bad guy, but it's a long while until we actually see him. At least a good hour and something. Once we meet Kang, played by Jonathan Majors, wow, man, his performance it's great, but I don't think it's a good counter to Ant-Man, because Ant-Man is just such a like no nonsense funny character that like Kang just doesn't bounce off him that well. Like, not at one point does Ant-Man even try to attempt to throw a joke at Kang, because he's just so serious and intimidating that it just doesn't work. It just comes off as like kind of stupid. And I feel that kind of way about the whole movie. It was more like, you know what? This isn't the proper hero to be facing this villain. At least Kang the Conqueror. Maybe another version of Kang, but not the Conqueror one. Which, that's what we find out. That Kang has been conquering and using his power, the whole dominant thing throughout the multiverse and all that. And then he tells us that there was a council that summoned him and shot him to the quantum realm to be trapped. Basically, he was just too bad that they had to kick him out. So yeah, we find out that he kind of met Janet for a minute. They don't really talk more about Janet, because it's like, yo, Janet, weren't you there for like 30 years? What else happened? Right? But yeah, from there, I think Ant-Man and them kind of escape, and they try to free everyone who's in the prison cells, and basically try to revolt back and fight against Kang. There's a part where Kang is about to rally everyone up and have them, escape and like take back Earth. I don't know, whatever. And Cassie ends up hijacking the audio system, gets in a hologram, and starts talking to the locals. And while maybe in another movie, if she had more character development, it would have made sense. But for her to rally people up, especially that they were just like fake CGI creatures and everything, just, it didn't hit it. Not that what she said wasn't good. It was just like, I don't know. I kind of needed a little bit more stuff to happen to you for that to go down. And then, yeah, I won't spoil the ending, but if you basically saw Aquaman, you saw this movie. You saw this movie basically. So yeah, the ending is basically that, except with octopus and there's still tentacles in this movie, but instead of whales and stuff, Free Willy, there's ants, random ass shit. It's really wild, this ending. At least at one point there is a one-on-one with Kang. Good fight. Damn, Jonathan Winters is just like he's a sculpture of a man. Yeah, so he shows in this, like when he punches Ant-Man or Paul Rudd, you're like, damn, man, the good thing acting's fake, because he can actually do some damage to him. You don't need to show me any CG stuff with him. I can believe it. But with Paul Rudd, at least they gave him some fighting stuff, but Kang was just so crazy. It was like you had to destroy his powers to really be able to fight him. And then in the end, I almost believe that Scott was going to take a L. I at least that got me. I was like, you know what? If he gets trapped here again, that might be disappointing, but you know what? Someone needs to make a sacrifice. You know what? That didn't really happen. I'm fine with that. That's okay. The only thing was at least maybe an epilogue if they would have explained something, because you find out that Cassie uses the technology she has. She tracks where where Scott is, and brings him out. So you're like, okay, so what? They have access to the quantum realm now? They can just come in and out? That, what does that open? Can that can they bring the civilization that's there and all the issues that they have on Earth and kind of get things from the quantum realm out? I don't know. Kang, there's secret cutscene. Oh no, my camera turned off. No. All right. One thing I did forget to mention was MODOK. I really, as much as I did not like his CG at all, the whole face thing is just horrible. I did appreciate actually the character, and really in a different circumstance, he should have replaced Kang as the main villain. That would have served maybe a better arc to the trilogy. He was like the villain of the first one. Cassie could have faced him, and that would have been a way for maybe her to become a superhero. Maybe he could have used powers from the quantum realm. I don't know. But what they did to MODOK, honestly, was just shameful, especially how good the character was. But, or could have been. But, yeah, please give us a like, subscribe to the channel and everything. Because, you're always trying and everything. But, okay, let's at least finish it. And let's put a score on the video, okay? Now, let's put a score on the movie. I honestly didn't really enjoy it. This really kind of broke me, because I really love Marvel movies, the superhero thing. I've read a lot of bad books, X-Men versus Avengers, stuff like that. I'm used to, crazy random ass Marvel stories and just buying them just to, read them and everything. But this one just seems that I really don't know what Marvel might be really doing. It seems that they're like, oh, we had this cool thing with our, with the movies, with the phases and introducing this character. And I kind of feel I just want to see good movies now. I don't even care about the overall threat. Can we just focus and just make a decent movie? Because they all have been lacking on the main focus of our characters, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? Spider-Man wasn't really a full Spider-Man movie, even with Doctor Strange a bit, but not too heavy. You know what I'm saying? We need to get a little bit more focus on our heroes and just stay on Earth for a bit. You know what I'm saying? Black Panther had Namor, and finally he was a flying fish man too and everything, but at least we're on Earth, so I can understand it a little bit more. But Yeah, I happen to have a cousin who he blew my mind. He told me that he refuses to watch any of the Marvel films from here until basically, if not Kang Dynasty, the second to last film, whichever that one they already said the name is. He's not going to watch anything until then. So he's just going to binge watch everything at once. And I kind of feel like that's the smarter choice to do. Just kind of like, just chill and wait. I don't think it's necessary to really see maybe this movie right now, or maybe, I don't want to say any future Marvel movies. That kind of sounds like it's a dim future, but this really seems like one you can kind of just wait till it's on Disney Plus. Definitely skip to the mid credit scene when it's finished. If you don't watch the ending credit, that's fine. You're probably gonna see it in Loki season 2. I probably spoiled it for you already, but that was something. Yo, honestly, just knowing that Owen Wilson was in this movie and it was a complete waste, it made me more mad than ever. Nah, whatever. I didn't like it. I'm kind of disappointed. This kind of broke me as a Marvel fan, so I don't know. Please tell me down below, what do y'all think of it? I'll see you in the next one. Bye.